Sebastian Buemi on pole position on the left. Lotterer alongside him. All 5 lights are on. We go green in New York City, and what a good start from Lotterer and the other Techeetah of Verne. But Buemi cuts him off, and now the Techeetahs go for the inside line. Oh, and Verne lunges in, makes a bit of contact, splashes through a puddle, and leads the New York City E-Prix. The Techeetah into first place. Lotterer trying to get into second spot. He can't quite do it. He's shunned out towards the wall. De Grassi is in fourth. Daniel Abt has lost 2 places now as they come through the dock loop. And it is a frantic start, and what a start it was from Jean-Eric Verne. We're on board with Mitch Evans now, pulling out. Lotterer is having to defend. Not quite able to be under attack there from, and look at that, we thought the track wouldn't be dusty. It is booming up in the air.
Absolutely, and you saw with Jean-Eric Verne and Lotterer, the first instinct was to, as soon as they couldn't make the pass, was to block, and Lotterer has now got the Audi right behind him of Lucas de Grassi. Fascinated for fireworks.
Fascinated to see a replay of that start, because I mean, it was such a lightning one from Verne. He must have been absolutely on it. Late on the brakes goes Lopez. Little nudge into the back there, and that is of Alex Lynn. Alex Lynn's made up an awful lot of places, isn't he? No,
I think
Lynn's in the pits.
Yeah.
My apologies. Lynn's in the pits, so it's Sam Bird. Alex Lynn's season goes from bad to over. Jean-Eric Verne leads. Buemi second, Lotterer third. As it stands right now, on lap 1 of 43, Techeetah would win the team's championship, but we'll keep you giving the running order as it goes.
But we've got a few more laps to run.
Just a little bit.
And Lotterer is one of the biggest defenders in the paddock. He is going to make the life of Lucas de Grassi. He's so difficult. As you see, Jerome D'Ambrosio trying to pass Mauro Engel.
Then he cuts back in behind and gives him a little love tap. Verne leading, 8 tenths ahead of Buemi. Lotterer third, here they come.
The race 2 laps shorter, than yesterday's race. So you'll see.
Here comes Lotterer trying to go around the outside, and he's locked up. He's going to throw that position away to de Grassi, is he?
Nope.
Not quite. De Grassi crunches him from behind. So Lotterer on the attack, locked up, couldn't get past Buemi.
See pit entry on your left as they brake for turn 14.
This is the end of lap 1. So across the line they come. That is the end of lap 1. The first lap is sort of a lap and a half. So it's Verne ahead.
Felix Rosenqvist already looking in the mirrors, trying to defend. Lopez having a look, more defending than anything else as they make their way through the Manhattan hairpin.
Lap 2 of 43 against the New York City skyline at the Qatar Airways New York City E-Prix. And it is Jean-Eric Verne leading. Buemi second. Third for Lotterer. De Grassi fourth. Piquet up to fifth then. He's made 2 places. Felix Rosenqvist has made 2 as well. Daniel Abt has dropped a couple. Evans has dropped a couple. Third in 9th. 10th for Stefan Sarazan. They now come down into the dock loop again.
And if I'm Daniel Abt, I'm not worrying too much at this point, because the Audi clearly had the pace in yesterday's race to start to siphon through the field when things spread out just a little bit. But he's got to be patient, and he can't afford to lose any more places if he wants to bring Audi back to the team's championship.
So Jean-Eric Verne leads the way after a fantastic start. Buemi in second. Lotterer is in third under big pressure from de Grassi. Nelson Piquet in that green Jaguar is in there as well. Then it is the 2 Mahindra's, it's just the 1 Mahindra of Felix Rosenqvist in 7th position. Lap 2 of 43. Here's a look at the start. Watch the Techeetahs. Oh, that's a jump. Oh,
was that a
both
jump?
Of them?
Was it a jump start, or was
both of them look like
Let's
a jump
see the lights.
start?
Let's see.
Oh, goodness me. They were both right on the bubble. That is the kind of thing you need to see frame by frame.
Now, it's either a...
Wow.
Was Buemi just slow to react? Everybody did a great job of getting through.
Mitch Evans came on the radio. Lotterer jumped it, definitely. I think Verne was on the limit too. And Mitch Evans said to his Jaguar team on the radio, Verne jumped the start. Wow. Wow. Wow.
I mean,
just when you think again in Formula E, we need to see it from a little bit before that with Verne, don't we?
Yeah. Buemi being fairly defensive going into turn 1.
He got it done though, Verne, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely. That was all. Cadence braking the whole thing, trying not to lock up the brakes, the carbon brakes in the car, freezing cold. You could see them grabbing.
Verne leading, Buemi second, Lotterer third, 4th is de Grassi, 5th is Piquet, 6th is Abt, then it's the red and white car of Rosenqvist, then it is Mitch Evans behind, Bird in 9th, Sarazan in 10th, and Andre Lotterer is under investigation for a jump start. To me, his was cut and dried. And Vern is under investigation too. Both Techeetahs under investigation for jumping the start, and this could be their team's title going down the drain in New York City. Yesterday in qualifying, they were both into the Super Pole session, but were both disqualified for using too much power.
Unfortunately, a jump start is cut and dried. There's no protesting. Yeah, I know both. But I think if you ask me, what probably happened is Vern went off from Lotterer. When Lotterer went,
so Lotterer jumps and Vern goes as well.
It's a natural reaction.
On board with Mitch Evans here. He is in 8th position, trying to chase down Felix Rosenqvist in front. This is the heads-up display, and he's going for it. Rosenqvist covers the inside line. Evans has to switch back to the outside, coming into the left-hander at the dock loop.
But he's now on the inside for the next set. It's too far back, though.
The Mahindra holds the place. We're on board with the Jaguar of Mitch Evans, the 23-year-old Kiwi from Auckland, New Zealand.
Got precisely a car length yesterday before it broke. The drive shaft broke from the front row, so it'd be nice to see him have a decent day. And you see Nelson Piquet as well, P5. Linus Stern, they're still pretty close.
I've done most of the races in Formula E. I don't remember there being a jump start.
I've hit my head too many times to even think about remembering, to be honest.
Right, this is on board with Vern.
Watch the
those lights. Yeah, he's followed Lotterer. Oh no. Disaster for Techeetah. No official word on the penalty yet, but I mean, this is on board with Daniel App, this next view. I mean, Lotterer's gone before the 5th light's even on.
And if you're one of the guys behind, you're on the radio saying they jumped the start, the Techeetahs jumped. Yeah. That's what you've got to do.
So when are you watching the lights, or are you watching the cars around you?
You're watching the lights. You're actually watching to the side of the lights, because you react quicker to your peripheral vision than straight ahead.
Old drag racing trick, yeah. We don't go on the light when the green light comes on. We go when the yellow light goes out.
Yeah, and I haven't done a jump start pretty much in 20 years.
Oh, that is, I mean, there's not really much discussion, is there?
Unfortunately, there isn't. The good news is...
And Lotterer has got past Buemi. So up into 2nd place goes Andre Lotterer. But is it going to count for anything? Techeetah 1 and 2.
If they get a drive-through penalty, they probably told them, go boys, go. You go as hard as you can, because you're going to get a drive-through. You're going to have to gap the field as much as possible, minimise the damage.
So Vern leading, Lotterer 2nd, 3rd for Buemi. 4th is Lucas de Grassi, super late on the brakes there. Behind them is the Jaguar still of Nelson Piquet, who's doing a good job staying in this gang. Here's a look for Andre Lotterer. Oh, this is how he did Buemi.
Buemi's looking in the mirror, but just...
He would have been told, won't he, Buemi?
Probably has been told, don't fight. But they, as I said, now the Techeetah guy's got to try and gap the field and minimise that damage from the drive-through that they've got to really get.
Surely.
Alan, it looks like he's insta-messaging the FIA. Saying, hey, what about the penalty? Because the longer they leave them out there, the further gap they can build. So if you're the opposition, you want them in now to maximise the damage and the penalty to the Techeetah boys.
So lap 6 of 43, Tom Dillman has come into the pits, so he's run into a little bit of trouble out there. We're on board with Lucas de Grassi now, trying to close in on Sebastian Buemi. Coming down into Pioneer Street, the left-hander.
He's got some damage.
Not close enough at the moment
to that front wing.
I think there's damage on the right front wing.
Yeah, look.
Ride with de Grassi.
Yeah, he got a bit nudgy into turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's been very well behaved so far.
Yeah.
Very surprised.
This is the view back from Sebastian Buemi. De Grassi's super late on the brakes, isn't he? Coming into the Manhattan hairpin. You can see the skyline on the left-hand side, heading towards the Atlantic Basin.
And this is where de Grassi had his problem in qualifying this morning, hit the wall on the left.
Oh, and in the wall is Jose Maria Lopez. Front damage, rear right damage.
Is he broken that on a curb? That looks more like something that's broken on a curb, Jack.
Yeah, but there's nose damage as well, but perhaps from a different incident. That's Jay Penske, the boss of the team, and he's shaking his head. It's pouring smoke.
Yeah, it's probably rubbing on the bodywork. You've got to stop that car, and will that necessitate safety car?
Pouring
full course yellow.
It's quite unusual to see. Hot old day in New York City. Let's see what happens here. We're on board with him coming out of turn 2. That was fine. Oh, no, it wasn't.
It broke it on the curb in turn 2. know my suspension breakages. That's not a good sign, is it?
No.
You can hear it's trying to get drive, and that's probably what's caused the smoke.
Yeah. And that is a steamy end.
And that sums up Dragon's year.
Certainly does.
This is race control. This is race control. Full course yellow in 5.
This is Scott Elkins,
4,
race director, declaring
3,
a full course
2,
yellow.
1. Full
now.
course yellow. Full course yellow.
And a reminder that there was a lot of penalties in Zurich for not slowing down in time under full course yellow. D'Ambrosio's off as well. Has he been caught out by the full course yellow? Well, when things rain, they pour for the Dragon team. D'Ambrosio pulls off the track. Here he comes. He's further back in this pack. Still to come, still coming, still coming.
See him.
He's up behind Antonio Felix da Costa. Those two collide. Filippi into the back of da Costa, and then Filippi comes back in front of D'Ambrosio, so there's nothing really D'Ambrosio could have done.
Yeah, completely innocent party there.
Yeah.
Jerome.
And Jay Penske again, that's it, race over, day over.
Home race.
Home race as well. So that'll be quick onto the online check-in.
That is the hard bit about being a team owner. He's it's out of his control, takes a headset off. Okay, see you next year. All that planning, all that work to find the finance, to do everything, and that's what happens.
Now, so we're under full course yellow. No word yet on penalties for Jean-Eric Vergne and Andre Lotterer. If it were to come now, they couldn't serve a drive-through penalty under the full course yellow because they wouldn't lose any time and that would just be silly.
Much as they would like to.
Much as they would love to.
Yes.
Right. The theory is everybody maintains the same speed, so you maintain the same position and the same gaps.
Indeed, without having to bring out the safety car, but it was a tricky old position, that Dragon car, so I'll have to wait and see whether the safety car does make an appearance.
They will not be able to lift it as far as a crane or drag it. They're going to have to put it on a low loader, and you see Luca Filippi. Just to complicate things, both Neo guys are wearing the same helmet today.
Yes.
Don't even get me started. So there's how the team's championship stands at the moment. Techeetah would win it by some 29 points, but things might be about to change. Let's hear from the team principal of Techeetah, Mark Preston. He's on the radio with Dario.
Mark, simple really. What happened at the start?
I think we'll have to wait and see what the FIA decides. Obviously, both drivers under investigation. Yeah, we'll wait and see what they say, and we'll go from there.
All right, Mark, we'll leave you to it.
Thanks.
I don't think there's much defence on that.
No, exactly.
And Mark's got to play that line, though. He's not going to say, "Oh yeah, we did it." He's not going to claim it. He's not going to give his guilt until they've been proven. You see Jean-Eric Vergne just relaxing his hands a little bit, just getting the cramp out, second day in a row in the car. Lots of kickback. Here we go again. So let's just watch these lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't get any better with viewing.
Well, but my mind is drawn back to a start for Valtteri Bottas at the Austrian Grand Prix last year. He's done, is Andre Lotterer, but the FIA, certainly in some series, have a tolerance within which they accept that it was just sort of good fortune and stuff. And so, Vergne to me...
The FIA?
Huh?
The FIA do?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I promise.
Normally they're fairly black and white.
No. And this
I
was
hope
the,
so,
this
because
was
it
the-
can
this
make
was
a
the
perfect
confusing
start.
part.
This under full
You are...
Be aware there are recovery vehicles at the entry driver's left, turn 6.
That's Scott Elkins.
Be aware of
just
the recovery vehicles.
saying
Thank you.
beware of the recovery vehicles. But yeah, so for example, it was the Austrian Grand Prix last year. Bottas moved before the start line went out, start lights went out, but it was within supplied FIA tolerances. I don't know if it's the same here. I don't know if it's Scott Elkins' decision, if it's a sporting decision, a technical decision, but Vergne's on the brink, and Lotterer has just been given a 10-second stop and go time penalty. 10-second stop go time penalty for jumping the start.
It is a long pit lane. Well, that will be done at the pit stop.
But what about Vergne? What about Jean-Eric Vergne? No sign yet of a decision.
Will that be served during the pit stop, or will he have to come in separately for that?
It has to be served separately. So that'll put him to the back. It'll put Di Grassi up into third, but I can't. It's not up to me to decide, but to me, Verne was moving before the lights went out. It's close, but
yeah, we saw what we saw. Unfortunately, you know, it would be lovely to keep the battle going for the, but it's
Remember what Sam Bird said before the race about all this stuff happening in front of him and how he could benefit from it.
10th place at the moment for Sam Bird. Lotter's engineer has just said over the radio, and he has, the team has said, as soon as we get, you know, under green flag conditions, then we can serve the stop-go penalty.
wow.
So if Lotterer drops to last place, Audi will be 5 points ahead in the championship, but still waiting for a decision on Jean-Eric Verne as well. Goodness me. Lap 10 of 43, still under full course yellow conditions here in the Qatar Airways New York City E-Prix. That's why it's called the New York City E-Prix.
Because it's New York.
That's where we are. And out of the race is Luca Filippi. A sad end to his year. Couldn't quite take all that in. I'm not quite. He was trying to get past Da Costa, and or was it the other way around?
Yeah, and then Da Costa
And then
moved
they sort of
over.
moved over a bit and had a collision. I think Di Grassi's ready to have a bit of a pounce here on Buemi, isn't he?
You think? Yeah, Buemi's he's not one for playing games, is he? He's one of the more aggressive drivers in the championship. But are they racing for first and second, or second and third?
That is the question.
There you go. Let's have a look at the setup of the car. What can we see?
T-tray, suspension settings.
That little tiny bit of broken wing.
Listen, they're on the throttle the whole way. He doesn't want to give up any gap at all. He wants to get as close as he can to the car in front. Oh, and then the Jaguar's missing one of the rear pods, left rear pods.
Yep. And that is Jaguar of PK. Yes, that's Nelson PK in front. It's the view from Daniel Abt behind. On lap 10 of 43.
Oh, we might have a replay on how it broke.
This is earlier on. Oh, that's when Lotterer went in a bit deep and bump. There we go.
Yeah, that's going to loosen it.
Yeah, just a tad. Well, it all sort of backed up, didn't it?
And that's probably where Di Grassi
So
had
still,
this issue.
and no further action after investigation for Jean-Eric Verne. And that is lucky stuff for Techeetah, because he didn't jump the start, evidently.
Clearly.
But how?
He's having a good weekend. He wins the Drivers' Championship, his football team win the World Cup, and he doesn't get pulled for the jump start.
As your lawyer, I go with that. The decision of the stewards is in.
Wow. Okay, there we go. Okay, the lawyer says Verne didn't jump the start. But he guessed it perfectly.
But if you're Techeetah, you're going to be on the speaking to the FIA now, saying, well, he's got a broken wing. Di Grassi's got a broken wing.
Yeah.
Techeetah's effectively fighting with one hand behind their back now, because Lotterer's got to drop back, and they'll have Verne alone against Di Grassi and Abt.
Is there a safety car? They need, once Lotterer has served his penalty, a safety car would certainly even things up a bit, give him a fighting chance.
Okay, I'm being told that I'm talking rubbish about Valtteri Bottas. Thank you, Ballzoot Racing, for that, but he reacted like almost as the lights went out, so quicker than a human reaction time, but he didn't jump the start, was the sort of reasoning there. But anyway, Verne, I mean, that was so close.
God. 11 laps at 43 done.
Yeah, still full course yellow, so hopefully they've got getting rid of that car before too long. Filippi out, D'Ambrosio out, Lopez out, Dillman out, and now the car has been cleared then of Jose Maria Lopez, so any second now we will be back racing, and we will be listening out for Scott Elkins, the race director, who was deputising, who was Charlie Whiting's deputy.
Full course yellow
here we go.
is over in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green flag, green flag.
Racing gets back underway. De Grassi was just coming through a corner, so couldn't really do anything about it.
But he was also so close that he couldn't do anything about it. He couldn't get any kind of advantage because he'd run straight in the back of him. If he'd moved back half a car width, he might have been able to anticipate and jump it. It looked great for TV, but essentially didn't help him at all.
So here they come then, down into Pioneer Street again. Lap 11 of 43. And Lotterer is going to serve his penalty this time around, I would have thought. He was just about to come up to the pit lane entry. And in he goes. There goes Lotterer then, serving his 10-second stop-go penalty.
That is the smart play to minimise the damage.
Lap 12 of 43. And in he comes. So that means the race order. Jean-Eric Verne leads the way. Second place is Buemi. Here is the 10-second stop-go penalty. How long is this going to feel?
God, hours. It will literally feel like a minute sitting there.
Verne leads, Buemi second, De Grassi third. Piquet in fourth, Abt in fifth, Evans sixth, Rosenqvist seventh, Heidfeld eighth, Bird ninth, and 10th is Sarazan. So as it stands, Audi would win the championship in the team's championship.
If yesterday's race is anything to go by, the Audi has the pace to get past Sebastian Buemi.
Sorry, my apologies. Techeetah would still win the championship by 5 points. So Audi, with De Grassi, if they get past Buemi, that's not enough. They need Abt to get past Piquet as well.
Lotterer, as of right now, has fastest lap, which doesn't count because he's out with, and there goes De Grassi for the lead. Or for second, should I say. Get excited.
Up the inside then goes Lucas De Grassi into second position, coming down into Pioneer Street, and that swings then. Abt is past Piquet as well, so just as soon as we say it, both moves are done, and Audi now move up into title contention.
There's a bag underneath De Grassi's car. It's not causing any issue, but you just see it dragging along underneath the car. And there's Daniel Abt.
And all of a sudden, those two moves mean it's 1 point swing in Audi's favour. Here's what De Grassi did. When we looked to the inside, De Grassi saw the move. De Grassi took the move.
Lovely move by Lucas De Grassi. That's him at his best, tearing through the field.
Sent it.
So 1 point for fastest lap. So now Jean-Eric Verne needs to tear in and get the fastest lap to equal things up.
Currently owned by Nick Heidfeld in 8th place for Mahindra.
Well, the points have just changed there. So now it says they're tied on points. So I'm not sure what has changed in that last lap. We'll have to wait and see. There's some bodywork on the side there, but Verne leading, De Grassi second, Buemi third. So 260 and 260 is correct. So they would be tied on points as it stands right now. So I don't know what those standings were before. Apologies for that. But now they would be level on points.
So that fastest lap is critical. Jean-Eric Verne needs that fastest lap. He's going to put up such a robust defence.
And I think it would go to Audi because they would have 4 victories. Techeetah would have 4 victories. But Audi have more second places than Techeetah over the course of the season.
Meanwhile, Andre Lotterer rejoined after that pit penalty in 15th place.
Daniel Abt took the fastest lap. So that's a point to Audi. And all Jean-Eric Verne could do is just stand on it and go as quickly as possible. But Lucas De Grassi caught him 7/10 the last lap.
So because of that fastest lap, that's the difference. That's why Audi lead by 1 point, is because Daniel Abt has the fastest lap of the race so far. Big lock-up from Rosenqvist coming down. So if one of the Techeetahs, or if anyone else, well, Techeetah need to get it to turn it into a 2-point swing.
On this evidence, you're going to see it's going to be tough to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Lap 14 of 43.
Daniel Abt has clear track as well to have another crack at the fastest lap. And the fact they were under full course yellow for that amount of time would have helped their energy consumption, so they can go at it that bit harder.
And I would say, and Lucas De Grassi now sets the fastest lap of the race. Half a second quicker on the last lap, and now Abt goes even quicker than that too. Audi absolutely flying. Lap 15 of 43. Let's hear from their team principal, Alan McNish. He's poised at the radio to talk to Dario.
Alan, it's all to play for. This fastest lap looks like it might be fairly important today.
Well, fastest lap's always important, but this today could be the differentiator between a championship and not. right now. You can see there's a big game of cat and mouse, and you can also see that there's a lot of strategy that's going to go into this one, more than I think the rest of the season put together.
Alan, we'll leave you to it. Thank you.
Thank you, champ.
15 of 43. So, a game of cat and mouse, says Alan McNish. His heart rate 106 BPM.
Vern's pushing hard.
Certainly is fastest first sector of anyone, but I think you're right in that because we've had this full course yellow, whoever has the fastest lap of the pit window, here comes Rosenquist around the outside of Evans. Quite going to pull that off into Pioneer Street, but because we've had this full course yellow, by the time they change cars, to me the fastest lap may well be decided by then, because they won't have energy to burn in the second one. That also means that Vern will have to do everything he can to hold the lead of the race away from Degrassi.
Well, they'll just extend that first stint, won't they? So the second stint will be shorter, allow them to use a bit more energy. But yeah, it's going to be absolutely critical, and it's going to come down to Audi. The pace of the Audi in race conditions has been phenomenal. So whether that last lap, Degrassi Vern, same lap time, but the defence that Vern is going to mount could be fairly serious, I would say.
Absolutely, well, it'll have to be. Daniel Abt again sets the fastest lap of the race so far. Lap 16 of 43, bit of a lock-up there from Buemi. Can Daniel Abt close and pass Sebastian Buemi? That's going to be the next question of many that we have in this season finale of ABB FIA Formula E. Down the back straight. There's Degrassi in second place, only 8/10 away from Jean-Eric Verne. He wants to win this one, Degrassi. He wants to seal the team's title with the team on the top step of the podium, just like yesterday.
And there'll be the psychological thing of he wants to beat the champion as well. He was last year's champion. He wants to go out and just show everybody that he's had the pace.
He's got a point to prove.
Now the 3/10s, that lap, Jack. Closing in.
Still, the fastest lap is Daniel Abt, though. These top four, I think, are all going to start to come together. We saw a great battle between Verne and Degrassi and Punta del Este. They were nose to tail for the whole race. And there you see the fastest lap is with Daniel Abt at the moment in fourth position. You see that FL on the tower on the left-hand side. On board with Degrassi. Second place for him, chasing down champion Jean-Eric Verne.
The problem for Verne, he cannot afford the energy to try and set that fastest lap as it stands at the moment, because then that will make him, he'll be very vulnerable to attack from Lucas Degrassi, and he'll lose more points than he would have gained with the fastest lap.
Verne on the left, Degrassi on the right, Allez les Bleus on the rear wing of Jean-Eric Verne for the French football team. But he has got 32% of usable energy remaining. Degrassi has 31%, so Verne in a slightly better position at the moment, about 1% more. So he's just got that little bit to try and defend with if he needs it. Now here comes this continuing battle between Mitch Evans and Felix Rosenquist. Rosenquist so close as he comes through the left-hander at Red Hook and out to start another lap. There's a Rosenquist fan in that grandstand. You can see the big Swedish flag. Rosenquist has got to make this move soon, hasn't he? Piquet's doing a great job. 5th place for the Jaguar.
Yeah, we've seen it in the races this year from Nelson, though, until something has gone wrong. He's been racing very well, but the body language of Felix Rosenquist's car, it shows that he's quicker. He's able to stay inside of the car in front on every corner exit. Expect an attack very, very soon.
Antonio Felix da Costa handed a 10-second stop-go penalty and 3 penalty points for causing a collision earlier on with Luca Filippi. Rosenquist not quite close enough. Mitch Evans in the Jaguar, the grey and green machine. The white and red Mahindra of Felix Rosenquist right behind.
Fan boost voting is now closed. We have our winners, the drivers who'll get that 130-plus horsepower boost to attack or defend in their second car. Sebastian Buemi, Jean-Eric Verne, and Daniel Abt.
Fastest lap battle, anyone?
Yeah. You can't set the fastest lap using your fan boost.
That was a great theory.
It was.
Yeah, but I forgot. And Rosenquist is still there.
Lap 19 of 43. Daniel Abt is being told that Lucas is on the same strategy as you, but they feel Buemi is going to be 1 lap longer. And you can see there, Abt's got 22% remaining. Buemi has 24%. So Looks as though they're going to try and send maybe Buemi and Verne a lap longer, but I can't. It's going to be tight here, Apps. Apps hasn't got a huge amount of energy left. There come the Mahindras. Nick Heidfeld joining the fight as well.
At this point, Apps could be on his own lap, as far as the front runners go when he pits.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about 4% a lap. The energy you need to use, and you've got about 2 or 3% less than the front runners at the moment. Verne in first, Degrassi second, Buemi third. At fourth, Piquet fifth. As it stands, Audi would win the team's championship. Here comes Daniel Abt up the inside of Sebastian Buemi. There's nothing Buemi can do to stop the Audi coming past, and that puts a real strong hand for Audi on the Season 4 Teams Championship in ABB Formula E.
As you said, Jack, nothing that could be done. No, there was no defending it.
That'll be a 4-point clear victory for Audi if things stay like this. There's still a long way to go, not even at the halfway point of the E-Prix yet.
Lotter is still out of the point, 14th at the moment.
That means Lotter needs to be 8th if it were to finish like this to pick up the points necessary.
It's definitely possible. It's doable.
There was the view from Buemi. Made his intentions very clear, but that Audi is rapid.
And Abt is taking time off his teammate, Lucas Degrassi, up ahead. This could get interesting if they get nose to tail.
I think they're scared of Ignish. I don't think they will. I think the whole position very well today.
19 laps complete. Jean-Eric Verne, the newly crowned champion. Lucas Degrassi and Daniel Abt with the upper hand in the team's championship race right now. Then Sebastian Buemi, who started from pole. Nelson Piquet Jr. having his best race in a long time. His teammate Mitch Evans just behind him. Then Felix Rosenqvist, Nick Heidfeld, the Mahindra teammates, Sam Bird, and Stefan Sarazan for the Andretti team.
I can't buy that Abt is on the same strategy as Degrassi. It's what Abt's been told on the radio, but I can't see how that's the case. Abt's got 3%, 4% now, less than Degrassi, so that's what Daniel's been told, but it doesn't look as though that is what is emerging. 21 and 43, here's Verne, the race leader.
And all Verne can do is he can just stay within his energy target, drive as fast as he possibly can. There's things he cannot control. Unfortunately, that's the pace of the Audi, so he just does his absolute best and tries to keep them behind him and hope that his teammate Andre Lotter can move up through the field and get back in the points.
Lotter is not really making much progress either. He's a second behind Ma Qinghua, who is about 10 seconds off the rest of the pack, and he's been a second or so off for the last couple of races, and Abt actually went wide there, and that almost gave an opportunity for Buemi to come back. The two Jaguars and the two Mahindras have all started to join a bit of a party here. You can see that spread now, the top two, then the next two, and then these four. 1, 2, 3, 4. All nose to tail.
Two Jaguars together.
Evans looks to the inside line, and that looks like a bit of team flying there.
And then you saw Piquet move over straight away to block the Mahindra behind.
That looked quite planned. I don't know why they were choreographed. I don't know why they would do that. Evans has slightly less usable energy than Piquet.
Evans
so
is chasing Lotter in the championship, 2-point gap.
Oh, and they're up the inside. What a move that is. Felix Rosenqvist going through past Nelson Piquet. Heidfeld trying to follow him through, so perhaps Piquet has developed a problem in that Jaguar.
Yeah, Evans is P8, 60 points, Lotter P7, 62 points, Jack, so they're probably trying to move Evans up the championship. That was an aggressive move by Rosenqvist, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. So Abt has got to be coming in this lap. The rest will stay out for another one. Maybe not Evans and Rosenqvist. Piquet actually looks as though he's going to stay in and try and extend his stint, so maybe that's why he's suddenly slowed, to try and actively get another lap out of this one.
Remember, no minimum pit stop time. It's all to play for in pit lane. Mistakes are easy. We're going to do a car swap. Mechanics are going to tighten the belts. Drivers, as we saw yesterday, Nelson Piquet switched the car off, leaving the pits, trying to plug in his radio. These things can happen. There's a human element. We cannot underestimate that.
So, Heidfeld looks at it from a long way back.
There's a lot of late blocking going on. They're waiting and then for the move to be made and then closing the door.
Daniel Abt pits then from third place. Verne and Degrassi will do another lap. Evans and Rosenqvist will pit as well. Nelson Piquet, is he going to pit? It's going to be tight. He doesn't. Piquet doesn't pit, so he, with 5% starts his final lap. So a divergent strategy for the Jaguar boys.
Good word, Jack.
Divergent strategy for Audi. Buemi just staying out longer. I mean, it might be different to Prost, but it doesn't really matter. Oh no, it isn't different to Prost.
And you've got both these sets of garages meeting in the middle. It is absolute chaos.
That was tight.
Abt emerges, crucially just in front of Ma Jinghua and Andre Lotterer, and then it is Rosenqvist, then it is Piquet, then it is Evans, then it is Heidfeld.
And Rosenqvist didn't even have his helmet plugged in. You can see as Sam Bird, he's still got the cord on top of the helmet. When he gets on the first straight, reach down and plug the helmet. Did you see Jean-Eric Vergne doing that because he's coming into the pits this lap?
Couldn't find it. It's still there.
Yeah, well, that's him. He's coming in.
Yeah,
so
he's
taking it out and his Velcro to the top of the helmet.
So that means Rosenqvist is ahead of Evans. That is a pit stop change. Rosenqvist now in front of Evans for what would be a net 5th position.
Here they come.
Into the pits though come the race leaders. Jean-Eric Vergne in. Lucas de Grassi right behind. No minimum pit stop time. It's all about how fast you can get out, change your car, and get out again. And these two are right opposite. Well, no, Vergne will be able to come out first.
Oh, man.
So close. De Grassi will have to be so careful on his pit release here.
The release is going to be critical, coming out of different sides of the garage.
Away goes Vergne. I think it was a slow one from Vergne.
Nope, still got it.
Oh, just out in front, and the top 3 remain in that order. And where's Daniel Abt going to emerge? He's going to come past Buemi and hold on to that 3rd place, only just though, and Buemi will have more usable energy than Daniel Abt. So the top 4 remain the same, but they are all right together on the circuit.
Watch Vergne looking in his mirrors, left and right, the head was he's trying to figure out how am I going to defend from Lucas de Grassi.
Vergne, de Grassi, Abt, Buemi. 4 cars, 3 manufacturers. Well, actually 2 manufacturers because the Techeetah is a customer Renault car. Abt has got so little usable energy here. He is going to be a sitting duck, isn't he, before too long?
How's that going to affect things, Jack, as the end of the race comes along?
Yeah, if he starts to slide back, if he's behind Buemi, it gets a bit tighter. If Lotterer is able to make up places, it gets a bit tighter. If there's a safety car here, Techeetah will feel a bit more confident. But at the moment, Lotterer is too far away, just in terms of track position, to really get involved in this fight. So there are the top 4, Vergne, de Grassi, Abt, Buemi. That's Rosenqvist in 5th. 6th is that Jaguar of Mitch Evans. 7th is the other red and white Mahindra of Nick Heidfeld. Then it's the other Jaguar of Nelson Piquet. Then it's Sam Bird in 9th position. And then 10th is Stefan Sarazan. Buemi with the quickest pit stop time. A couple of tenths quicker than Rosenqvist. Rosenqvist, it was who managed to leapfrog Evans in that pit stop. And interestingly enough, Daniel Abt is saying on the radio, guys, you told me we were on the same strategy. We're not.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again.
After yesterday, he's got to feel a little sort of hard done by, and he's probably quite sensitive to what's going on. But yeah, it's very unusual that they would tell him that unless they were trying to fool the other teams. But other teams are watching on TV like we are. They know how much usable energy the other cars have.
Lap 25 of 43. Jean-Eric Vergne leading the way. Fastest first sector of anyone in the race so far. As it stands, Audi win the championship by 4 points. If Daniel Abt slips behind Sebastian Buemi, then he will go from 3rd down to 4th, and that's a 3-point swing.
Lotterer's 12th in the point in the race right now. 10 seconds behind Nico Prost. Gaps are fairly big.
Yeah, he's in clear air, but 10 seconds off the back of Prost.
Can he use
who's 3 seconds off the back of Sarazan, who's 8 seconds off the back of the Bird Evans Piquet shenanigans. So he needs a safety car.
Yeah, because the energy he'd need to use to close that gap is, it's going to put him in all kinds of problems, I would say.
Here's Nelson Piquet now, right on the back of Nick Heidfeld.
One of the options, you push the car in front so hard that you create your own safety car. By that, I don't mean physically push, I mean just get so much pressure to the car in front. You start to force them into a mistake, and that could be the safety car that you need.
Look, there's Lotterer. He's only coming through the Manhattan hairpin now, and he's so far off the back of the rest of the pack, so that's why he needs a safety car.
But he caught 1.7 seconds that lap.
Yeah, but 18 laps to go.
here.
And here's Buemi using the fan boost. Not quite close enough to Daniel Abt, is he? Tries to send the dummy towards the inside. Commitment from Buemi. Sliding, and through. Buemi up into third place. Daniel Abt drops to fourth. Abt gesticulates with his hand. But there was a committed move from Sebastian Buemi, and he's up in the third spot. And that smiles for Techeetah, because that makes the swing a little smaller.
Lotter's doing personal best times in the sectors.
Daniel Abt on the radio saying, I really don't know what this strategy was all about. We said he's a sitting duck. He pitted a lap earlier than everyone else. As it stands now, it's just 1 point that Audi lead the championship by compared to Techeetah. Oh, good move.
It was a fantastic overtaking move. I'm not sure what Daniel was going on about.
Pedro De La Rosa on the left-hand side there, advisor to the Techeetah team.
Did you see the poker face of the racing driver?
Yeah.
Don't show your emotions.
You've seen this before.
Yeah.
Who copied whose hair out of you and Pedro?
Pedro's older than me, but I had the hairstyle first.
Okay, fine. Lap 27 and 43. Jean-Eric Verne leads, 7/10 clear of Degrassi. Now Degrassi will be told, you got to try and get past Jean-Eric Verne here. Lotter is flying, and I think he's about 25 seconds off the place he needs to be in. 19 seconds off the place he needs to be in with 17 laps to go.
Degrassi is keeping the pressure on Jean-Eric Verne.
Nervy times for Alan McNish, the team principal of Audi. For the first time this year, his first team principal gig after winning Le Mans 3 times. Former Formula 1 driver as well for Toyota back in 2002. Degrassi's got slightly less usable energy remaining. Alex Lynn peeling to the right-hand side to keep out of everyone's way. This is all on Lotterer now. He's flying though, isn't he?
He's doing his best, doing everything he can, isn't he?
Down in 12th place. You can see the gap coming down to Nico Prost on the left-hand side tower. He's now just 6.5 seconds behind, but it's still a long way. Still a long way off.
16 laps to go, Jack. It's doable.
It is.
I think it's all over if Degrassi passes Verne.
Okay.
At that point, it's...
What are Daniel Abt's lap times like?
65.
They're all right. So they're slower compared to the leaders, but he isn't going to get gobbled up as it stands by Rosenquist, Evans, Heidfeld, Piquet.
4.5 seconds or so ahead. I think we've seen some aggressive defending. Just wait until Lucas Degrassi makes a move or an attempted move on Jean-Eric Verne. He's going to have his elbows out trying to hold on to that lead. Turn 14, end of another lap. Almost identical lap times. Buemi 3/10 slower though. Daniel Abt catching the gap back up to Buemi, 7/10 of a second.
112 beats per minute now for Alan McNish. It was 86 his base rate, which feels quite high for supposedly
86.
a former athlete.
It's gone up. This has got older, it's gone up.
That's 29 to 43. That's our race leader, Jean-Eric Verne, the Frenchman who sealed the Formula E title yesterday, is now trying to win the team's championship, but as it stands, not doing it because his teammate Andre Lotterer jumped the start. Got given a 10-second drive-through penalty, 10-second stop-go penalty. As a result, he's down in 12th position.
He's 5.5 seconds behind Nico Prost now.
Another huge chunk of time taken out of Prost. Not quite a second, but about 7/10.
More importantly, Lotterer is about 8 seconds out of 10th place and a point.
Yeah, Bird's the real aim, though. I would say for 9th position, that would complete the swing. There you can see the top two have broken away from Abt and Buemi behind. Oh, Abt is back past into 3rd place. So Daniel Abt into 3rd position, then back in front of Sebastian Buemi. The move has been made, and the German driver is back up into 3rd, and that has huge points connotations for the championship. By my reckoning, that takes it back up to 4 points that Audi have the advantage of. We'll get confirmation of that in a second. Lap 30 of 43, 14 laps to go.
These two are just shadowing each other with lap time.
But Abt has got so much usable energy not there, 64%. It's not quite the right way of phrasing it.
The deficit's there, isn't it? Yeah.
But,
it's not only me that does that.
less or fewer? I never know.
Less, I guess.
Less or fewer. But
Yeah, he's struggling. It's 3-4%, and that is at some point that's going to come back to haunt him and the Audi team. It's whether, how big the implications are going to be. Because Sebastian Buemi is not going to let up the pressure. He's got a clear 4% more.
And there's Alex Lynn in that DS Virgin car. He is not in this fight. Rosenqvist is in the white and red Mahindra. Then the Jaguar of Mitch Evans, then the other Mahindra of Heidfeld, and the other Jaguar of Nelson Piquet.
Nice to see Felix Rosenqvist back in the top 5. His last top 5 finish was in Punta del Este.
There's our 2 race leaders in New York City. What a beautiful day it's turned into. After rain overnight and rain this morning. Here's how Daniel Abt did it then. Oh, Buemi's made a mistake. Coming through Pioneer Street, and that has brought Abt right into the equation as they then came down into the dock loop.
No defending.
John Paul Trio.
Lotter's
a little fan.
4 seconds back, Jack.
Okay, and that is the 4-point gap then back for Audi. But Lotter, as you say, 4 seconds away from Nico Prost.
But that's only 11. As you say, he's got to get,
got to get past Sarrazin. Then he's going to do like 6 seconds to Sam Bird. Yeah, I can't see it happening without a safety car. Can't see it happening without a safety car.
It's not over yet. I think they would both be deserving champions. I just love the competition.
Yeah. He's 20 seconds away from Nelson Piquet, is Lotterer, who's in 8th place. Through the hairpin comes the race leader, Jean-Eric Verne. There is Daniel Abt holding on to that 3rd place at the moment. Alex Lynn in that DS Virgin car, still sort of there, but he's a long way down. I think he came into the pits on the opening lap. On board with Andre Lotterer, 3.5 seconds away from Nico Prost. Lapping very well, Andre Lotterer, but paying the price for jumping the start. Out across the line to start lap 32.
That's the thing, it's such a game of the most minute decisions you have to make every, think of the thousands of decisions these drivers are making every race, and you just jumped off the brake, got on the throttle a fraction of a second early, and that's the result.
Verne leading. Degrassi so close to him now. The Brazilian wants to take a 3rd Formula E victory in a row. Looking back from Verne.
That would be his 7th podium in a row.
Wow. He broke the record, I think, with 5 a couple of races ago.
Right.
As it stands, I think that if Degrassi wins the race, he passes Bird for 2nd place in the points. About 33 of 43. They're in a 2nd place battle.
It's a 16-point gap. Yeah.
Sorry, it's a 16-point gap. Degrassi would get 18 points for 2nd place. Can he get past Jean-Eric Verne? There you go. Oh, they'd be tied on points right now.
Which would be an amazing comeback.
But Degrassi would get more points for... win on countback with the amount of race victories. So as it stands, Degrassi seals 2nd place in the championship.
Who would have said that after Mexico? When he scored his 1st points of the year.
Lucas Degrassi. He said, I want to be the driver with the most wins this season in Mexico City. Did he? Is that what he...
I think he did say that.
Has he sealed that if he wins today? He'd have 3 wins.
He'd have 3.
No, he'd have 3 as well as Jean-Eric Verne. So I guess it sort of would.
But look how close he is now to the back. Let's get to the business in hand. Right behind.
Verne
Mr.
knows
Cheetah.
no, he can't afford to let him pass. He cannot afford to.
He's got nothing to lose, has he? He won the Drivers' Championship, as you say. He can't afford to let him pass. This will be an aggressive fight.
Just to clarify, Degrassi wins on countbacks at 2nd places. If he finishes 2nd here, he'll be 2nd in the championship on 2nd place countbacks. It's all about P2 for now. But if he gets past Verne, then it's done. Here, then, coming up to Antonio Felix da Costa here. Hopefully Da Costa will keep well out of the way. Through the dock loop. Back up again. And there goes Da Costa, easing off the power and letting the race leaders pass. Both got the same amount of usable energy remaining. Daniel App still in trouble usable energy-wise. And feeling the need to defend a little coming into Pioneer Street.
It's closed up again.
These three went nose to tail for the whole race in Punta del Este.
That was a fabulous race. A fabulous piece of racecraft by both drivers.
Di Grassi showing his nose.
He wants Jean-Eric Vergne to be thinking about him behind rather than his braking point, see if he can force him into a mistake.
9 laps to go. Vergne, the champion, leading last year's champion Lucas Di Grassi. They're battling over the team's championship as it stands.
Vergne made a good gap. That's where you want to make a gap coming through turn 5 because you want to get the maximum distance into the braking zone of turn 6.
Techeetah have got to try and aim for Sam Bird in 9th place, which is reasonably doable, and just hope that Abt falls behind Buemi.
Yeah. They've got to hope that Abt's in energy trouble.
Yeah. So it depends how long Lothra will be stuck behind Prost, how long before he can get past Sarrazin, and whether he can then get Sam Bird, all in 9 laps.
The concerning thing is, Jean-Eric Vergne opens up the gap, and within 2 corners, Lucas Di Grassi's closed it again.
Yeah. 118 BPM, it's getting faster.
124.
124. Heidfeld past Evans up into 6th place. And they're side by side. Coming down into the final left-hander at Red Hook. Heidfeld surely will hold this. They're on the brakes. And across the line they come. Heidfeld and Piquet side by side, nose to tail. Rosenquist has pulled away, but then it's Evans in 6th, Heidfeld in 7th, Piquet in 8th. James Barkley there, the boss of the Jaguar Racing team.
Lothra's within a second of Nico Prost.
So 11th place battle is on for Andre Lothra. Surely he should be able to sweep past fairly straightforwardly.
It's easy to say from the comms booth.
Yeah. Di Grassi nosing to the inside, not close enough to pass Vergne. Abt still holding on as well behind, ahead of Buemi. Close battles all the way through the order. There come the 2 into the final turn. Oh, look up from Piquet, almost into the back of Nick Heidfeld.
These 2 teams came into the weekend just a few points apart in a battle for the teams, certainly after the team's championship, but they came in 4th and 5th. And here they are running Mahindra, Jaguar, Mahindra, Jaguar.
Frantic stuff everywhere you look, with 7 laps to go in the Qatar Airways New York City E-Prix. Just a little giggle because Vergne is just so sideways every time through the left-hander at Bound Street. Di Grassi so late on the brakes. I've just started to see what you mean about his looking around the corner thing, Di Grassi. I've only just kind of... I've known what you've been saying, but I haven't quite sort of seen it.
Yeah, he's done it for 4 seasons, and it's very
yeah,
odd.
that's how astute I am. Okay.
It's very odd. Alan's got the headset off. What's going on there? Having a little discussion about how he's going to try and pass, or whether he needs to even pass. The front wing on Vergne's car is almost over to the right a little bit. It's bizarre. So it's like there's a little damage.
That 37 of 43. Abt is just about holding on with his usable energy remaining. Di Grassi close, coming into the final corner again. It's like Punta del Este all over again for these 2. Piquet still not close enough to pass that man. Heidfeld and Lothra is through. Lothra into 11th place, past Nico Prost. And he is now just 2.5 seconds away, with 6 laps to go from the back of Stefan Sarrazin, and to get points on the board, and then he's only 2 seconds further back from Sam Bird. This is nose to tail for the lead.
This is the point through this next series of corners. He's got to go through 5, and he's got to gap. Jean-Eric Vergne has got a gap because Lucas de Grassi, as you've said, Jack, is so good on the brakes into the dock loop.
Really closes in every time, doesn't he?
But he doesn't have to go for the win, which is risky.
Yeah.
So you would hold that almost in reserve, wouldn't you? Unless he makes a big mistake, you'd hold it in reserve in case they say, okay, you've got to win this one. Then you're going to have a go. But at this point,
he's using his fan boost.
Yeah,
Jean-Eric Vergne using his fan boost just to pull away slightly from Lucas de Grassi. So that gave him an extra burst of power as voted for by the fans, and that just edged the gap a tiny bit.
Yeah, not much.
Not much.
Not much at all.
That is a worry, the fact he was using that so relatively early. Another 6 laps to go.
You can't use it. Oh, is de Grassi thinking about it?
Lotterer caught Sarrazin 9/10 through the first sector.
Wow, so Lotterer now just a second away from being in the points-paying positions, and then he would only be a couple of seconds away from Sam Bird. So the question is whether 9th place would be enough for Lotterer if Buemi were to get past Daniel Abt, but Buemi's attack on Abt has waned a little too.
Is he making a move? Oh, what to defend? Jean-Eric Vergne had to defend very late.
And as soon as you just start defending, you start using more energy than you want to be using.
And you get offline a bit, you get dirt in the tyres, it's a vicious circle. And de Grassi is close, Jack, if it's going to happen.
They've got a back-marking Neo up in front. Vergne covers the inside line. De Grassi looks to the outside of Pioneer Street. Not able to do anything about it just yet.
Lotterer's only half a second back from Sarrazin.
So Lotterer will surely make this move coming into the left-hander. Look how close. Oh, they hit him! They hit! Jean-Eric Vergne holds the lead for now, but de Grassi is pushing him all the way. Literally, the damage on the front of de Grassi's car. The damage on the camera on Jean-Eric Vergne's car. He's knocked it out of focus.
Now, the Techeetah had to lift and coast to save some energy there. The Audi didn't. You saw the result.
Vergne is going to be trying to save energy wherever de Grassi can't really pass him, and that's not a bad place to do that.
That was very smart, but all he's thinking now as well is, right, if you're coming past me, I am going to make life so difficult because he's hit him. Yeah, the gloves are off.
Vergne, it doesn't matter to Vergne if he wins this race or not. It's all about the team's championship. He has just got to keep de Grassi behind. There's no point letting him through and oh, these things happen. It's just, you might as well go home and
celebrate.
Have a bath. Yes, okay, celebrate.
Your championship.
I don't know why having a bath was the first thing that came to mind. Here comes de Grassi again. So much later on the brakes, coming into Pioneer Street. And here comes Lotterer past Sarrazin. 10th place now for Andre Lotterer in the Techeetah. And look how close he is to the back of Sam Bird. Now, what can Buemi do? Buemi's dropped a second or so back from Daniel Abt, though. You just get the feeling it's not quite going to be enough, so is it? Well, that's as it stands now. Techeetah would be 3 points away. If they can make up one more place, then it would be a tiny bit closer. And then, if Buemi passes Abt, then the swing is done. So that's what needs to happen. Here was the move on Sarrazin. He caught him so fast.
Techeetah have got to hope that Daniel Abt's in serious energy management trouble.
Yeah, we need to see the energy readings for Daniel Abt because
Buemi's there.
Buemi is closing in, and they're all closing in on the two race leaders.
But that's how you save energy and go quickly, is by maximising the braking and the entry of the corners.
De Grassi has been told by his engineer Markus Michelberger that there are 3 laps to go and we are just leading the team's championship.
Look at Jean-Eric Vergne looking in that left mirror the whole way down the straight, waiting for that leg move.
Lotterer's about to do Sam Bird as well. Half a second between them now as they come through the dock loop. This is on board with Bird, looking back to Lotterer. 9th and 10th places.
This is when it's going to happen, Jack, into turn 11.
Surely coming down into the left-hander at Pioneer Street. Meanwhile, Piquet's got back past Heidfeld, but this is the battle for the team's championship going on here, and Lotterer swoops around the outside of Sam Bird.
Shows the trouble that Sam Bird is in with energy management. Not his fault.
That confirms Sam Bird would lose second place in the championship if it stays like that. Lotterer up into 9th. So now that means it's just 2 points between them in the team's championship. That means if Buemi passes Abt, Techeetah win the championship. How close is Sebastian Buemi to the back of Daniel Abt? Not too close. 2 laps to go. And Abt has done a good job with his energy management and is now level with that man, Sebastian Buemi.
That is impressive.
It looks for all the world, and Verne getting frustrated as they come up to lap. The Techeetah car is getting very busy down there. But Abt doesn't need... Sorry,
Abt's been held up. Techeetah's holding him up.
Martin is right in the way here.
What happened there? Lucas had an issue.
Degrassi dropped a long way back, didn't he?
Yeah.
But here come the top 4. Out to start the final lap of season 4 of ABB Formula E. As it stands, Audi will win the team's championship, and then that man there, Sebastian Buemi, in the blue and white Renault, can make a move on the car in front.
How ironic is it that Techeetah, which uses the Renault powertrain, needs the Renault factory team to now come to their aid to secure that championship?
Now, what's happening here with Degrassi? He's dropped right off the back of Jean-Eric Verne on this final tour. Here comes Buemi in 4th place. The final race for the Renault team. And he's going to be too far back here. Might not be into Pioneer Street. He's super close, and Abt goes wide. Abt a little wide. Nerves all around in the Audi garage. Jean-Eric Verne is doing everything he can to win the title for the Techeetah team. Down the back straight they come. Buemi's not going to have enough, is he? Verne's going to win the title, as he did yesterday. He's going to win the race, too, but he's not going to take the team's championship. Down to the final corner now. A stunning 4th season of ABB Formula E comes to an end with Jean-Eric Verne, the champion, winning. But it's 2nd and 3rd for Audi, and it is the team's championship for Audi.
2nd in championship. Well done. Woo!
Lucas Degrassi finishes 2nd in the championship. A superb comeback drive from him. And dismay at Techeetah. It all fell apart with Andre Lotterer's jump start.
Maximum push in lap. And you're 2nd in championship. You deserved it, man. Well done. Woo!
What a race. What delight for Audi, who have come from nowhere. They had a dominant car at the start of the year. They sucked at the start of the year. But now they have made it perform. They've got the car going. And they have won the Season 4 ABB FIA Formula E Teams Championship. Animosity between the 2 drivers yesterday. It'll be party time tonight. In Kempton, in Stuttgart.
There's a moment between the 2 drivers finishing echelon style. That picture will go up somewhere at Audi headquarters.
Let's talk to Lucas Degrassi. Lucas, congratulations. Fabulous race and the team's championship for Audi.
Well, Lucas ain't chatting. I think it's after your interview on the grid.
Yeah, maybe.
He's blanking you.
Oh, well.
Pick someone else.
Will you get over it?
I think I'm good.
Oh, dear. So, what a fun race that was. Real entertainment throughout the field.
Let's talk to Daniel Abt, shall we? Daniel, congratulations. Fantastic race and the team's championship for Audi. Well done.
Thanks, man. So deserved. So deserved. Tonight we party. Big bunch of champions in this room.
Well done, my friend.
So Daniel Abt there, wrapping up the team's championship for Audi. You can see Jean-Eric Verne punching his fist as he crossed the line. And if you're a champion, Dario, which astonishingly you were, well, how does it feel to end the championship with a victory? I mean, that must be the icing on the cake.
It's pretty. That's pretty good. I don't think I'd ever won the championship before the last race.
Okay.
So that feeling of having nothing to lose today must have been really nice to just go out and enjoy it, and then just show that you are the best by winning the race.
And it doesn't appear that the delight has been, tainted in any way by not quite sealing the team's championship. Hugs all around for De Grassi and Abt. Grassi and Verne having a little bit of a chat straight away, but Jean-Eric Verne is the winner. Audi are the team's champions of season 4.
Well, time for the long decompression. Let's hear from Alan McNish, team principal at Audi, with Amanda.
The celebration is still happening over here in Audi, and Alan McNish, in his first year as team principal, gets it done. You came into the weekend 33 points back. At what moment did you know that there was going to be a fighting chance for your group?
We knew there was a fighting chance before we came here, but we didn't realise that it was a real chance until last night when we got the first and second. And then, to be honest, we didn't know until the 10th car crossed the line exactly where we were and what we had. But both drivers did a brilliant job today under difficult pressures, I've got to say, and the mechanics at the pit stop. I'm super happy, super proud, super relieved.
Congratulations, Alan.
I'll bet he's on a bonus if they win the championship.
Well, I hope he is, because he's earned it.
Oh, has he ever?
Oh, man.
Fantastic job. And there's a man that's earned his championship this year. There's going to be a few hangovers tomorrow, I bet.
And you know what? Bizarrely, we have finished this season 4 with no one really disappointed. You know what I mean? Jean-Eric Verne wins the championship, he's delighted. Techeetah, okay, they didn't win the team's championship. They'll be disappointed, but they won the drivers' championship. Audi won the team's championship. Sam Bird even, he never thought he'd have any chance of getting involved. He'll be happy just to be up there within the top 3. What a season it's been.
Let's hear from the race winner with Nicky.
Well, I don't think Lucas de Grassi made that too easy for you, but congratulations. What a way to finish the season.
Yeah, fantastic. Obviously, I'm disappointed for the team that we didn't get the team championship, but everybody can be so proud of what we achieved. An amazing season, and to finish with a win is the best way to finish a perfect season this way, and it proves also that even though I won the championship last year, I'm still hungry for more, and I'm already ready for next year and fight again to get another one.
It was a pretty tense moment at the beginning of that race. Obviously, Lotterer got the penalty for a jump start. Were you worried that you did as well?
No, I think I had a perfect start. It was probably the best start I ever had in my life, but you can call it lucky or good reaction time, but it wasn't a jump one.
All right. Well, congratulations. And we can have a quick word with Daniel. Daniel, congratulations, winning the team's championship. I mean, considering Audi had such a tough start to the season, who would have thought it?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I think everyone at Audi, everyone in the garage, everyone back in Neuburg, in Ingolstadt, they deserve this so much. They've been working so hard. They gave us a fantastic car. We had a tough start. It was not always easy, but I think we've proven that we are a team and that we stand together also in hard times. And to come back like this and to end the weekend on a high like this is something everyone can be very proud of, and I'm very thankful.
Thanks very much.
Delight there for Daniel Abt.
Things can change so quickly in ABB Formula E. We've said it over and over again, but these two teams, Audi and Techeetah, were 2nd and 5th in the championship last year. Now they're 1st and 2nd. I don't think it's possible to be happier than that man. Now, Lucas de Grassi.
Well, that was a fight, wasn't it?
It was an incredible race. Jeff drove very well, congratulations. And for us, it was clear in the second part of the race that we finished 2nd and 3rd. We would win the team's championship, so I just took it easy, brought it home. 2nd place in the championship for me, winning the team's constructors after nobody could have expected that, so fantastic weekend.
I mean, Lucas, you didn't score your first point this season until race 5. It's quite incredible that you're now 2nd in the Drivers' Championship.
It's no short of a miracle to have really came back from such far away behind and achieve this. Is for me, it feels almost I never drove as best as I did this year in my life, even when I won the championship. 0 mistakes on my side, 7 podiums in a row. Fantastic weekend for us, and yeah, I'm super happy.
Well, congratulations to you and the team. Alan Manish here, ready to give you a big hug. There's going to be a lot of celebrations.
The new Fernando Alonso there with that interview answer, I think.
There are going to be a lot of celebrations in the Big Apple tonight, and with good reason. As an incredible season of ABB FIA Formula E Championship action comes to a close. Last night in New York was raining about as hard as those fireboats are making it look out on the river. Here's a look at the final results of the race. Jean-Eric Verne with a hard-fought half-second victory over Lucas de Grassi. It was basically a 15-lap assault battery over that closing section. Daniel Lapp, the necessary third for the Audi team, followed by Sebastian Buemi. Felix Rosenqvist finally gets a top 5. Mitch Evans, Nelson Piquet, Nick Heidfeld, Andre Lauderer up there in 9th. Gave it his all after that jump start. Could not quite get close enough to score enough points. Nicolas Prost ends his Renault Edams tenure with an 11th place finish. All by Stefan Sarazan for the Andretti team. Joaquin Noir, incredible effort. The guy who was brought in at the last minute to replace teammate Oliver Turvey. Followed by Alex Lynn, Antonio Felix da Costa, Mauro Engo, Luca Filippi, Jerome D'Ambrosio, Jose Maria Lopez, and Tom Dillman. Such a great run yesterday. Shame he could not do better today. What an amazing week it's been here in New York. Here's a look at the final driver standings. Jean-Eric Verne, 54-point gap over Lucas de Grassi, who supplants Sam Bird in 2nd place. Bird drops to 3rd. Sebastian Buemi got the better of Daniel Lapp, who finishes 5th. Followed by Felix Rosenqvist, Mitch Evans, Andre Lauderer, Nelson Piquet, and Oliver Turvey, despite his absence from this final race of the season. There's 11th through 20th, 25 drivers who raced this year in ABB Formula E. So yes, there'll be parties tonight. Now thoughts turn to season 5. We look at the team standings. 2 points separate Audi Sport App Schaeffler, who came from behind, edge out to Cheetah for the team's title. Followed by DS Virgin Racing, basically on the strength of the performance of Sam Bird, it must be said. Followed by Mahindra Racing, also basically a one-man show for Felix Rosenqvist. Renault Edams, Sebastian Buemi. I find myself repeating myself. Panasonic Jaguar Venturi, and the rest.